Hello, Knights fans. Back with this week's edition of the FDU Men's Basketball Report here with Coach Greg Herenda. Coach, last week obviously didn't go the way you were hoping. 2 losses against MAC teams, both playing their respective home openers. Let's touch briefly on the St. Peter's game. It seemed like your offense
Let's not. Let's not.
Well,
But we have to.
yeah, well, we don't have to, but we can talk about the bright spots. Darian Anderson got 21 points, season high for him.
Right.
Now his 10th all-time in school history in scoring. He's also alone in second place in steals with 180-plus steals. Talk about at least his performance in that game.
No, in total, that's what happens, when you don't shoot the ball. And we were down, 6 at the half. We didn't shoot it well. We didn't guard incredibly poorly in the first half, but then the second half, St. Peter's got hot. And our team's got to learn that if you don't play really well on the road and come out ready, then, you're going to have to pay the consequences. But, Darian Anderson is Darian Anderson, and he's, starting to build up all the records and accolades and the points. But then I think we go to Iona, and we were ready to play, and we really played a great first half. And that's what we haven't done yet is, finish 40 minutes. You could probably make the argument we played 40 minutes against Holy Cross, but first half wasn't good against Holy Cross. So we've got to put 40 minutes, together on both ends, offensively, defensively, transition. But we're playing, good teams in their arenas on opening nights. Those are tough venues, but it's our schedule, and it's going to make us better. But it was a difficult week to go through because our players like to win, and the coaches like to win. And we were right there to beat Iona, and they made a great comeback. And it's only going to help us down the road. It's almost like a few years ago when we lost to Delaware. You weren't here. We played Delaware so tough, and then we lost by 2 late in the game, and it's like it stings. But I think that hurt eventually will bring a lot of joy. And but while you're going through it, it's difficult.
You touched on the Iona game. The first half, you had to be very pleased. You held them to about 25% shooting. Your team was locked in offensively. Probably couldn't have gone much better for you.
Right.
And then you had a 13-point lead in the second half, and you still held them, I think it was 33% roughly for the game from the field.
Right.
So it wasn't that, but they did get to the line against you.
Yes.
I know you like to preach physicality. How do you straddle that line between committing fouls and
Yeah, I think we have to go. We have to be better offensively. I think, we had a ton of opportunities around the baskets to finish that game, and we didn't do it. So defensively, that game, we just let people open on a few occasions. But other than that, it was really hard to score against us. But we need to finish, and then consequently, we need to go to the foul line more by being stronger with the basketball around the basket. But I think, in totality, that we played Holy Cross and Princeton, and that was like an Ivy League week. And then we had a MAC week, and now this week we have a Big Ten week. So all these weeks are going to prove to be profitable. But to get one of those games would have been good. But we just have to move on and continue to get better and get ready, for our league.
One of the guys that was a big key coming into the season, everyone kind of thought he was going to take the next step, is sophomore forward Caleb Bishop. He showed a lot of flashes last year, kind of scuffled a little bit in the early going, but seemed to have his best half of the season against Iona, 7 for 8, 14 points. Talk about his performance and what you saw from him in that half that you'd like to see going forward.
Yeah, he just took his time offensively and finished around the basket. He's so long, and he's really quick, and he's 6'8.5", close to 6'9", so Caleb's key is consistency, and once he gets that, which he will, he's going to be a terrific player here. And at St. Anthony's, he was block to block, so he's still a year and a half away from just not scoring anywhere on the block. But now he's going back to the block, and he can work his game out from the inside out. But, at the end of the day, Caleb is as we all know, he's a beautiful kid, and he's going to be a really, really good player. We just need to get him to do that on a more consistent basis, and I'm sure he will.
So now you get a little bit of a reprieve here. You get a 7-day break before the next game here against Rutgers at the Rack. Then you have another 7 days off for NJT. Is it nice to get back in the gym and kind of recalculate things, get back into practice where you're not playing 2 or 3 games in a week?
I guess it is, but when you don't win, you want to go back out and win right away. So kids love the games. I love the games, but to have a deep breath, we're getting ready to go into final exams. So this is a crucial time for Fairleigh Dickinson University, but for every college kid. It's that little jitterbug before exams. You have these out-of-conference games, but a time to take a deep breath and see where you are, get healthy, get rested, and get prepared to go, play a few more games.
So Rutgers, touch on them briefly. Steve Peichel, great coach there,
Right.
kind of turning that program around. I know they played Michigan State tough last night.
Yeah.
You played there last year. Close game until the last couple minutes. They
Right.
kind of pulled away a little bit. What are you looking to see from the guys this year?
The key with Rutgers is they guard and they play really hard. So when you have open looks and opportunities around the basket, you have to take full advantage of them because they're really, really defensively well-schooled, well-drilled, play really hard. Now they're playing in a higher level conference and playing teams really. So you have to hopefully sneak up on these guys. They're playing 3 games this week. We're playing 1. But, playing, with Steve Peichel team, we played that was my first or second year we played Stony Brook over there. And it was the same kind of game. It was close. We were right there. We didn't make all the shots. And we got beat over on Long Island in a really hard-fought game. And I'm hoping this year that we'll be able to spread them out and make them come out and guard us and then be able to drive the lanes and just play a little bit better offensively, which I think we're starting to do. You saw it in the first half against Iona. But, again, we got to put 40 minutes together to beat a Big Ten team. But I'm confident in my guys. I love working with these guys every day, and they're looking forward to, getting into a Big Ten arena in that environment. Our players thrive on that, and we're really excited about it.
Well, good luck this week.
Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it.
So the Knights will take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. That game will tip off around 7 p.m. at the Rack in Piscataway. And then they'll have another week off before they return to action against NJIT the following Saturday. So for all information about the FDU men's basketball team, head back to FDUKnights.com.